This will be episode 146 for you guys today. Once my co-hosts join in, we'll go ahead and get today's episode started. What's up, Curtis?
What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. How was y'all's trip?
Hey, man, it was lovely, man. It was nice.
Y'all went out to the Bahamas?
Yeah, man, we went to Half Moon Cay in Nassau.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
And it was tough, man.
Let's see. So, did y'all fly there or did y'all drive there?
We drove
Dang.
my car.
You drove the whole way or y'all took turns driving?
Going down there, I drove like 11 hours, and then Fred kind of took over for some, and then I finished, and then coming back is where Fred kind of did most of the driving, and I kind of chilled.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of switched it off. I think Fred's in here. Yeah, Fred's in here.
This joint not letting me in. Let me see if I can add. Can you?
You can like add or something
Yeah.
like that.
Fred, I invited you. See if that works. That's my first time. I didn't know you can actually invite somebody. What's up, bro?
How goes it? What's up?
Fred, did that work? I invited you. Hold on, let me see. We'll try again.
Did y'all hoop at High Point, Kurt?
Yeah, we did.
Nice. So you didn't go to the other place or whatever?
Nah, because I wouldn't have had enough time.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah,
He ain't
man.
letting Fred in.
Hey, really?
I don't know. I invited Fred to work.
Fred's got the McDonald's connection right now.
We'll try again.
I know how it is, Fred.
I invited. Let's see.
Man,
Uh,
I don't even know where to start with this damn free agency, man.
oh,
Right?
you up first, Rob. All right. Got it listed down, man. You going first when we get to you.
Why me?
Because your team has been pretty interesting, and then the Ravens have been pretty interesting.
All right.
All right, Fred, we'll get started. If you can join in, well, I'm gonna keep inviting you as we go on. All right, hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Sire from Onthehop podcast. Today, this will be episode 146 for you guys. Today, I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Curtis Green, Rob Sarasula, and Fred Harris will be joining us once he's able to get in. He just has some technical difficulties. But yeah, this is going to be a good episode. So we're going to kick things off by sharing our thoughts on NFL free agency. Rob, I got to ask you first, what are your thoughts on the New York Giants NFL free agency? Oh, here comes Fred.
I mean, obviously sad to see Saquon go, and my initial thoughts were, I hate this man. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we were never going to pay him that much money. I mean, this man, if he hits his guarantees, can get over $15 million a year. That is crazy for a running back. I mean, I don't know if McCaffrey's making around that, but it's probably damn close if it's not more than McCaffrey. Um, you know, I mean, I hate that he went to the Eagles, man. That just feels like, he was saying, "Oh yeah, Giants for life, this and that," but then he went to the Eagles. So like, I don't know. I was feeling some type of way for a little bit, but I understand. He's from the area. He's from, he went to Penn State, so it's kind of local for him. He's got fans in PA, so I get it.
Mhm.
I wish him the best. I'm not excited to see him 2 times a year behind that offensive line. Um, you know, the Eagles have been making some pretty good pickups. I mean, I still feel like their defense needs some work. They have no linebackers.
Yeah,
I don't know if they have corners really at this point. They just signed Gardner Johnson back like minutes before we went live, so that was a good pickup. They signed Bryce Huff, I think his name is, from the Jets. He's
yeah,
pretty good. He cannot defend against the run, but he will get some sacks, so that's a good pickup. But we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about my team. It's sad to see Saquon go. Definitely sad to see McKinney go as well. He really wanted to come back, but we weren't. I don't think we were going to pay him the money that he got from the Packers either. The reason being is because of the trade we made for Brian Burns. That was a big time move, and I love every
yeah,
second of it. Especially giving up just a second round pick this year and a fifth round pick next year, and then immediately signing him to a 5-year deal, $30 million a year, making him one of the highest paid edge rushers in the NFL, and he's deserving, right? He's definitely top five edge rusher right now. Top 5 or top 10, I don't know, but he's up there. I know that, and he's only 25, so he's going to be a force. Him, Kayvon, and Sexy Dexy forming probably one of the best D lines in the league. I think. I mean, that is a crazy D line, um, and I can't wait to see him in action. That's going to be really cool. Signed a couple of O linemen as well. Not exactly like high profile names, but good ones. Signed a guard from the Packers, Joe Runyon, and Jermaine. I don't remember how to say his last name. He played right tackle for the Raiders. He's pretty decent, and we made some good moves. Like today, we signed a couple of bargain bin players like Drew Lock to play backup QB, Jalen Mills safety. And we just signed Isaiah McKenzie. So he should be probably like a return guy or something. But yeah, I feel like we haven't had a bad free agency. And like I said, we were never going to pay Saquon and McKinney that money. And it didn't make sense to. McKinney, it would have made sense because he's still 24 and he fits the timeline. But Saquon, no. I knew that we probably weren't going to get the money that he wanted. So kudos to him for getting it. I just wish it was with Houston or someone like that. But
Mhm.
that's somebody I want to get to in a little bit because they've had a really good free agency. So
What about you, Kurt? What about the New York?
Say it again.
How you feel about the New York Giants with the moves that they're doing?
Um, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like you guys kind of lost out because you guys could have definitely paid. You could have paid Saquon for sure. He probably would have agreed to something like real close to it. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's about the money, so obviously he wasn't really feeling welcome there. As far as your other pickups, I'm not. I don't know who else did you guys get, Rob?
we've gotten Brian Burns, Joe Runyon, Jermaine Eleanor or Eleanor or whatever the hell his name
And Drew
is,
Lock, right?
Drew Lock, Jalen Mills, and Isaiah
Had
McKenzie.
David Singletary,
Oh,
right?
Singletary.
Running
I
back.
forgot about him. Yeah. That's a good
Yeah,
pickup. That's a decent pickup. I mean,
yeah. He played pretty well last year with the Texans.
I don't think he's a feature back, but he's a decent pickup.
Who?
Yeah.
Devin Singletary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. What is going on? Why is it like this? Okay.
Here's
Never
something in
mind.
the.
That's what I'm trying to figure out what the hell is that. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Why are you talking to lead? What the
I
hell?
don't know. There's something in the background,
Hmm.
but
What's your thoughts, Tom? What do you think?
yeah, I really think that things played out pretty good for y'all so far. I mean, the first couple hours might have been scary, due to the fact that Saquon left y'all. When I seen that notification, I was like, "That's a slap in the face to the Giants organization," because you're going to your biggest opposition, the Philadelphia Eagles. But it reminded me, him doing that. It reminded me of when DeMarco Murray. I don't know if you remember that years and years
Yeah.
ago when he was that feature back that everybody wanted. He went to the Cowboys, the Eagles during NFL free agency. It was like a slap in the face to us. So that's what reminded me of that move. But then y'all rebounded so well hours later, getting Brian Burns for the Panthers. Let me say this too: the Panthers organization, everybody a part of that organization, their brains are as small as an ape. Because how do you trade your best players over the past few years, Christian McCaffrey and Brian Burns, and you mean to tell me you don't even get one first round pick for either one of them? And they're the best of the best at their respective positions. You don't get anything from it. So when I seen y'all got Brian Burns for a second round pick and a fifth round pick or mid round pick, that's a steal.
The fifth round pick isn't until 2025 either.
See, that's a steal. I don't know. You do that and then you miss out on. I know it's hard to hit on a quarterback, but you got to have C.J. Stroud instead of Bryce Young. Man, it's hard to be a Panthers fan out there.
I feel for my man's Tyler, bro. He was like, basically told me to F myself when we got Brian Burns. Because I was like before it happened, like I was seeing like it was brewing, and I was telling him about it, and he was like, "Nah, leave him alone. Don't do that." But then it happened, and then he was pissed.
But yeah, y'all defensive line now, that's pretty solid. Like you guys got Brian Burns, you guys got Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau. Y'all might have one of the best pass rushes come come kickoff time. Especially if there's the draft around the corner. Y'all's D line might be really scary come kickoff time. So
Mm-hmm.
I think y'all rebounded well based off the Saquon news. I mean, Devin Singletary, I think he's be decent back. I don't know how well he could be a feature back for all 17 games, but I think y'all are looking pretty good so far. I will say, let me comment on my team as well because my team hasn't done anything at all.
Mm-mm.
You know, come free. I've come to the realization, being a Cowboys fan, come free agency. Let's say this. It's like this analogy is like all of us. They were kids. We all at our own respective houses Christmas Day. We just waiting for a PlayStation. Everybody opening their new gifts. They got everything they wanted. They got the PlayStation. They got everything they wanted. Cowboys fans looking underneath the Christmas tree for NFL offseason, get nothing. You know our biggest move that we did, our only move that we done out of 31 teams? We re-signed our long snapper. While the rest of the league, all 31 teams have done at least something in NFL free agency. Jerry Jones has done nothing. His saying of going all in for NFL free agency was a complete scam to get the media talking about the Cowboys once again. Because how do you let guys like Saquon, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, you need a running back, and there's several other holes that we need to fill in. We haven't done anything. The whole entire league has done something. But you just re-sign a long snapper, and yeah, that's your first move of going all in for the free.
Which
Yeah.
ones are even left? Which running backs are left?
There's nothing. Oh, you know what we're gonna settle for? A J.K. Dobbs coming off a torn ACL.
Oh my God.
There's like nothing. There's
I,
nothing that you have. Austin Eckler. I mean, he ain't the same Austin Eckler anymore. But damn, somebody, because you're gonna settle for nothing at this point for the running back
he
market.
in DC now, and he signed for like five, like not that much at all. It was like 5 million, 5.5 million a year.
See, I don't know, but it's hard being a Cowboys fan for free agency because they believe in the same scheme over and over again. Yes, we're going to build through the draft. you're supposed to build through the draft, but you're also supposed to get these veteran guys in there that can help you get over the hump. And we never do that. Like free agency is always like dead to us. But this year is that's wild that all 31 teams have done something, and all we've done is re-sign a long snapper 2 days into free agency. That's wild to me.
That's kind of
Like
trash. I'm not gonna lie to you.
all you have at running back right now is what, Rico Dowdley?
He's a free agent too. I mean, if he wants to
He's
walk,
a
he can
free
walk.
agent too.
Yeah, so
Who do
we're
you
looking
have?
at Mr. 5'10", Deuce Vaughn.
Oh
Now, I think Deuce
yeah,
Vaughn has a lot of potential, but
he
he didn't really get a lot of snaps to show like he's ready to be like the main back for us. Like he was our third string and barely got a lot of opportunities down the stretch. So I don't know if Deuce Vaughn would be ready to carry the look, but he does have a lot of upside to him. He's fast. He could be a good pass catcher for us, but man, this is not looking good to start off with.
I'm trying to
It's really not.
I'm trying to think of who is out there, and that like all these running backs got signed already. So like I'm trying to figure that out.
Oh, well, we could have went after Aaron Jones, and the Vikings snagged him up for like only $7 million. Like, what are we? Oh, man,
Or at least Zach
Joe.
Moss or someone like that.
Oh,
Damn.
you didn't see that in the chat. We would try to go after him, but Jerry Jones thought paying $4 million for Zach Moss was too much.
Yep.
You gotta pay more than $4 million for a pretty good player, bro. And then the Texans, we're probably gonna talk about them in a few moments, but they just got Joe Mixon for a freaking 7th round pick. Like we could be doing something like this, like that, a hole in our. But this is bad so far. I want to know your thoughts on this one though. What's your thoughts on Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons?
That was a great pickup. I mean, it's a risk. He's old and he just tore his Achilles. But I mean, it's not like he's a mobile quarterback. I mean, he's more of a pocket passer, so it's not as bad as if, let's say, Justin Fields did that, and then someone got him. But speaking of, he's still out there. Well, not out there, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, the Falcons, yeah, that's a big pickup. I mean, they upgraded big time with that. Kirk is going to have a very good time with Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts should be like in fantasy, he might be like
Top five.
incredible.
I think he's gonna be top five.
Like no way he's not at least fifth or higher next year. Like especially with him being a tight end. Like tight ends aren't really like that in fantasy unless you get like the top guys. I mean, shit. I think they're gonna be pretty damn good. I mean, they're in the same division as the Bucks, right?
Yeah, Bucks, Panthers, and
The
Saints.
Bucks are, I mean, they're gonna be fighting. I think it's gonna be them two fighting it out. They're two solid teams. The Bucks actually surprised me last year. They were a lot better than I thought. And they re-signed Baker. They re-signed Mike Evans. They lost a couple of players, I think, but I'm not sure who else they signed. But yeah, I mean, and the Falcons already have a pretty good defense. So I think they're going to be two pretty damn solid teams, in my opinion.
Yeah. Kurt, what's your thoughts on Kirk Cousins going there?
Uh, so we had. I'm pretty sure last podcast we were talking about like where could Justin Fields go, right?
Yeah.
I was like, it's kind of crazy because I wanted to see Justin Fields in Atlanta, but I mean, Kirk Cousins, like Rob said, he's kind of old, so you you take it's a risk going with old quarterbacks anyway because they're old. They're old as fuck. Like fucking Aaron Rodgers. Like, bro, you see how when you just signed him, boy, first game, bow, out of there. Now you're cooked. So if that happens again, and I'm praying it don't, you're gonna be cooked, bro. Watch you get hurt, and then you're like, fuck, we just gave you all this money. Now you're hurt.
That's true.
Who else did they get? They got a wide receiver, didn't they?
Darnell.
Oh, that's a good pickup.
Yeah. So I mean, Yeah, they could be contenders this year, low key.
Mm-hmm. In that division, for sure.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
It's good, Ted.
yeah, I like the pickup by the Falcons, and I kind of felt that as the market for Justin Fields got a little cold. So I had a feeling that that was going to happen. So I kind of like the move of the Falcons moving to Kirk Cousins. I thought that I agree with Rob. I think this is the best thing that could have happened to Kirk Cousins this offseason because you're playing in a much easier division with the Panthers still trying to figure it out. The Saints are always been overrated since Drew Brees and Sean Payton have retired. The Bucks, I'm kind of curious to see if they could keep that. They can do what they did again last year. So I think this is a great division to play in. You got Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, now Darnell Mooney. You still got the eighth overall pick to get better and fill in a lot of holes to this roster. And I think this team, I actually like Kirk Cousins going to this team. If they can revamp their defense, I got a shot to hang around the NFC. I'm not gonna say they're Super Bowl contenders just yet, but they got a chance to hang around in the NFC. Starting off with they should be the favorites to win the NFC South next season though for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This one I got. What's your thoughts on the? We're gonna share our thoughts on Russell Wilson going to the Steelers. I gotta say this. Can I go first for this one? I gotta say
yeah,
this one. All right. So hear me out. I really like the Steelers getting Russell Wilson because they got him for a cheap deal, and they only got him for $1.2 million, and the Denver Broncos have to pay him $38 million still for next season. So I think that's an absolute steal. You're getting an upgrade at the quarterback position, going to Russell Wilson and moving on from Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Mitch Trubisky. All those quarterbacks over the last 2 years in Pittsburgh have thrown for a combined 25 total touchdowns in the last two seasons.
Dang.
So when you get Russell Wilson, it ain't the same. We might not see the same Russell Wilson again the Seahawks days, but I think that's a steal for 1.2 million. But I like Russell Wilson going to the Steelers because you're competing in an AFC North with the likes of Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson. That division's up. But when you get a veteran guy there, I think that increases your chances of competing there. And they already have a good defense. So I think if the defense can play well enough, if Wilson doesn't turn over the ball, they can win some ball games and take it from there. But you need a veteran guy, especially an upgrade at the quarterback position if you're going to hang around in the division with Lamar, Burrow, or Watson. But I do like the move. I'm not saying he's going to stay there for a long time, but for a year and then figure it out around this time again next year, I like the move, though. I really do.
Mm-hmm. It is a good move, and that price tag is like less than pretty much anyone they could have gotten. Honestly, it's less than Drew Lock got. It's less than Marcus Mariota got. It's less than Tyrod Taylor got. It's less than all the backups that got signed. And you're getting a starting caliber player. I don't get the hate that he's gotten from it. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's mid, he sucks, this and that." I mean, yeah, you know, I don't think he played that bad this past year. He played pretty well. I mean, the year before he was pretty bad.
That's the only
Uh,
bad year he's ever really had, though.
yeah, exactly. I mean, this year he was pretty damn good. I mean, his team was trash, but he himself played pretty well. I mean, he had a good touchdown to interception ratio, pretty good, pretty good yardage output. He did get benched, but for whatever reason, I feel like that was a scheme itself. I don't know about that, but I do like the pickup. Like you said, Tom, you need somebody in that division with some elite quarterbacks in there. And they made last Mason Rudolph. So if they can do it with them, then they certainly can improve on that with Russell Wilson. I'm not saying they're going to take the division. By any means.
bro,
What? You don't think
No,
he's
no,
going
no,
to
no,
I
upgrade?
can't hear
no, no,
you.
no. Rob, you were good. You just went backwards like two times for like a second. Yo, you're good now. You're good now. You went backwards for like two. Your voice went backwards.
I don't know why it went backwards, but But yeah, Russell Wilson. Damn, I don't even know what the hell I was saying now. Russell Wilson, competing with those elite quarterbacks will definitely be good for them, especially if they can make the playoffs with Mason Rudolph and
Mm-hmm.
Kenny get in there. It's pretty easy to improve on that. Um, you know, I feel like on the other side of things, a lot of luck did go their way. That is the worst playoff team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Um, but that being said, I mean, they can definitely get back there with Russ there now because they have a good defense. They definitely have a good defense. They just got Patrick Queen um, from their rivals in
Oh,
Baltimore.
the
So,
Steelers got him.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Steelers got Patrick Queen. So that's definitely a great pickup for them. They got Dante Jackson from the Panthers, traded Deontay Johnson for Dante Jackson in a pick swap. So they made
Oh
some
my.
moves today. They got some good pieces. They've been pretty damn good this free agency.
I
So
know Deontay Johnson is pissed.
he went to that dumpster fire. He is absolutely livid. I mean,
Dang.
yeah, he is super mad. I'm sure when he requested a trade, that was not what he had in mind. Let's just put it
Dang.
that way. Rip to his career.
Okay, so I just want to say I personally think it was a good pickup, but I don't like the fact that he's in this in my division. You know what I mean? I mean, if he plays terrible, cool. Then we cool with that. I don't need him to come into this joint and act like he could bring the Steelers and Steelers could be number one when they're not really a number one team. Just saying. Just want to say that. And the fact that Patrick Queen left, I just gotta say this.
That's
Fuck
wild, bro.
him.
I did not know
Man,
that.
fuck him.
You know
That's
you weren't
crazy.
gonna
This
pay.
man.
You know you weren't gonna pay Patrick Queen when you have Roquan Smith. You know that
Yeah.
was
We're
bound.
not, but I didn't think he was gonna leave like a little
What?
He's a
What?
caliber star linebacker, though. Y'all
He's
got
wanting to get
one.
pennies.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yes.
same situation as with Saquon. Literally the same thing.
Yeah. Ah, man.
They
But
don't want
yeah, I think a better by Russell being there, I think that system might work just because they actually have a good quarterback now. I mean, who did you have? Who were these quarterbacks? These rip off quarterbacks. They were ass. I mean, hey,
I really thought Kenny Pickett could have did something last season,
Bro,
but dang,
I try to tell you, Tom. I've been telling you since the jump that Kenny Pickett was buns,
bro,
and you
I thought he was gonna have a leap year or something, but dang,
no.
that's
That
why I
whole
said
draft, that whole draft class was straight butt cheeks.
that,
Like it
yeah.
that
was so bad.
2022 one, that quarterback, that might go down as the worst quarterback draft class of all time. Because Desmond Ritter, uh, Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett. Oh my, that whole draft class, terrible.
Terrible. Brock Purdy came from that class though.
Oh, he sure did, and we ended up being the final pick. That's crazy.
The
Yeah,
last
some
pick in the
say
draft.
too about Russell Wilson going there. I do like it. Now Arthur Smith isn't the best offensive guy, and we know he can't run a show as a head coach. But his scheme, the way how his offensive scheme is, it does help Russell Wilson because he likes Arthur Smith's scheme. He likes to have his quarterbacks under center, and then you have he likes to run a lot of play action plays. Russell Wilson's bread and butter is in the play action, so that's really going to help for Russell Wilson dropping back in the pocket for play action plays and playing under center in his scheme. So if they could get some wide receivers, they gotta get some wide receivers now because who's left? George Pickens. Uh, they cut Allen Robinson, didn't they?
I don't know. George Pickens is still there.
Yeah. Other than that, I think they need to clean up. They need to get wide receiver.
They could probably draft one. I don't know what draft pick they have, but maybe they can get someone like. I mean, if he's still there, maybe Brian Thomas from LSU, or they could. It might be a little bit of a reach, but if they get Xavier Worthy, that would be a good pickup.
This
Um,
loaded with wide receivers, though.
Excited. Excited. I don't know if it's a quarterback or not, but if it's not a quarterback, it damn well better be one of the top 3 receivers. 100%. Better be Neighbors or Odunze if it's not a quarterback. If it's J.J. McCarthy, I'm jumping off a bridge. I do not want them to draft him. Oh, my God. Please.
Jimmy
Please, for the love of
G
God.
2.0.
Please, for the love of God. Please. Please.
All right, Kurt, let's get your thoughts on this before we move on. Not first. What's your thoughts on Derrick Henry, Baltimore Ravens?
Man, I just want to say, we already knew he was coming. We knew this a while ago, man. He came over here. He got some crab cakes and everything, you know what I mean? It was just like, yeah, welcome to Baltimore, man. This is where you going to be at, you know what I mean? The next 2 years, we going to give you a little bag. We're not going to go too crazy. Now, I feel like we want to say for Lamar, like his choosing, now it's going to be something serious. Like if he's going to hand it off to Derrick Henry, who's going to run, or to take off. Now he has the option that he got a big running back right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to see that, bro. I am not gonna lie to you. I mean, we got and then we re-signed Nelson Aguilar too. So I mean, eh, okay.
What about Odell? Did
But
y'all
I mean,
sign Odell?
we haven't heard anything yet.
No.
So
Oh,
No.
I
that's
mean,
a
I'm
surprise.
not surprised, but I feel like we need a big body receiver, a true number one. But I mean, hey,
No,
I don't know.
man. I don't know if you're going to get one. I mean, you might.
Probably not.
You could probably get Xavier Worthy. He'll probably be there. Or Keon Coleman from Florida. He's pretty good.
Oh God.
Uh,
Somebody said that Mike Evans was a free agent too.
he got re-signed.
Yeah, he re-signed with the Bucs.
Okay.
You could get you could get you can get Calvin Ridley maybe. I think he's gonna re-sign with the Jags, but he's still out there right now. Um,
Possible.
he's good. I really like Calvin Ridley. I think he's underrated. He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
to.
who else is out there right now?
Um.
A lot of
Who
people, dude.
is
So much
looking at
happened
it?
already, man. It's only been
Yeah.
it's only been 2 days, and so much shit has happened. It's been wild. I love it. It's
Oh,
been crazy.
because as the days go on, there's gonna be nobody left once Jerry Jones wants to finally make a move.
Just face it, man. You're gonna sign like some practice squad guy in like the
I'm
fourth round.
tired of this.
All right.
I'm tired of it. You can't lie to the media and get away with this saying, yes, we're gonna be all in this offseason, and all
You
you
let
do is re-sign your long snap. That ain't cutting it for me.
the Commanders take several of your players. What
Yeah.
are you doing?
Oh, they can have Tyler Biadasz and shit. They can have them.
Dorrance Armstrong,
Oh my God.
he wasn't that good.
Oh, he was decent. He was a solid for us.
I feel like the Commanders have made a lot of signings, but a lot of them have been like, yeah, that fills a need, but a lot of them have been like pretty mediocre.
Yeah, because
I
I
don't know.
feel like Austin Eckler is just gonna fizz out there. I don't think he's gonna have like that. He might have some good games, but I think he's gonna get beat up as the season goes on. If they don't, especially if they don't fix that offensive line.
Mm-hmm. I think they signed some linemen. Like, I mean, they signed your guy, and I don't know if they signed anyone else, but that whole line need to be fixed. I think
Right.
I think that line is like right on par with ours, if not worse. I don't know. But in my opinion, I think Derrick Henry with the Ravens, that's an awesome pickup. I mean, that was picture perfect scenario for them. That's going to be
Mm-hmm.
a nightmare for defenses to deal with him and Lamar. And like Kurt was saying, that RPO is going to be something serious. You know, hand it to Derrick Henry, keep it, or, pull it and sling it to Zay Flowers. I mean, as long as you got Isaiah Likely still in town with Mark Andrews, I mean, that offense is going to be dynamic. I mean, that's going to be a very good offense. I mean, honestly, I feel like you really don't need another receiver. Isaiah Likely could probably be your big body receiver. you could literally split him out wide as a receiver.
I
Like
would
he's
do
built.
that.
He's built like Mike Evans. He might be a
Yeah.
little bit bigger. He's a little bit bigger than Mike Evans, obviously, but I mean, he runs routes really well, and you know, he's not. He
Yeah.
doesn't really. He's not a good blocker, but he's more of a receiving tight end. So I would do that if I was the Ravens. I would use him more as a receiver. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to. I mean, putting him outside, he, he big, you know.
He is. He's indeed like really large though.
He's a large human. But yeah, nah, that's a great pickup for the Ravens. I know he's 30 years old. I know he's got a lot of mileage. But the Ravens got a good O line. You know, they got a good scheme for him. It's probably the best situation for him. So he's
Yeah,
gonna thrive there. I'm not worried about the age. Derrick Henry has shown time and time again that he's not checked out. Maybe by the end of the deal, he might be at the end of the road, but for right now, I think he's got some gas left in the tank for sure.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I like that. Him going to Tom Munkin's offense, a run first offense, RPO. Like, how are you supposed to game plan for that as a defense? Like, because if you load the box, they're gonna make you pay for it. So it's like yeah, there's a lot of things that you can like about this move. I think out of all the teams, this was this was the landing spot for Derrick Henry. If it wasn't them, I'd probably say the Cowboys due to the fact that everything else that's happened. But I think that was the best choice for him to go to the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely correct, sir.
But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next segment. We're gonna be sharing our NBA Power Forward Mount Rushmore. So I decided again from we did our point guards a few weeks ago. Now we're gonna do our Power Forward Mount Rushmore list. So which Power Forwards do you guys have in your NBA Mount Rushmore list?
So it's 4 or 5. I can't remember. It's 4, right?
Yeah, 4.
Hmm. Damn, this one's harder than small forwards, honestly. Shit.
Right?
Um, absolutely Dirk Nowitzki, 100%. He is absolutely in there. Um, Kevin Garnett,
Yep.
Tim Duncan,
Yeah.
and the fourth one's really, 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 really hard. Oh my God, there's so many people you can put there. For me, it's between Giannis
Mm.
and Karl Malone. I don't know.
So you had Tim, Dirk. Who was the other
Tim,
person?
Tim, Dirk, um, Kevin Garnett,
Okay.
and uh, I'm just gonna say Giannis. I'm gonna say Giannis. He's definitely a force of nature. I mean, you can't. There's so many people you could put there, and it wouldn't be a wrong answer. I mean, there's literally like at least 5 in my head that I could put there, but I'm just gonna go with Giannis. 100%.
Okay. I'll go. So I'm gonna take Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan. Uh, I'm gonna put Karl Malone in there as well, because it's hard. It's hard for you. I mean, man. Okay, so hold on, Kevin Garnett, Dirk, Karl Malone. Uh, that's a good question, bro. At number 4, I don't know, bro. I might have to side with Rob and put Actually, no. I'm gonna put Charles Barkley.
Mm,
Ooh.
that's a good one.
Even though he didn't have no rings, you know what I mean?
So you put. So who was your list? You said Dirk, Carl, Kevin Garnett, and Barkley.
Yes.
That's a good list.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. And I gotta have Tim in there just because of his success with the championships and that dynasty they had for our years growing up.
Yeah, like
That
Mhm.
I was thinking about either him or Charles Barkley, but for real, if we're being honest, Tim Duncan is on the top of that jump. But I mean, I'm gonna be different.
yeah. I already know one of the guys Tom's about to have in his list.
Man, this was hard though. Like y'all had some good people that I'm gonna mention as my honorable mentions, but my four, I gotta go Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, Karl Malone, and Kevin Garnett. I gotta go with those four. Tim Duncan, like Rob said, he was responsible. Like he was really responsible for helping Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker there for that dynasty with the Spurs.
He was
The days that we grew up watching basketball. But his game, playing at a high level in the paint, he was so perfect. He basically played in slow motion Tim Duncan in the paint. Then I think Dirk Nowitzki, for everything he's done for the Dallas Mavericks, I got to put him in there. I think he's the best European player in NBA history. Now, that might change over the next few years, but
yeah.
definitely one of the best scorers of all time. Kevin Garnett was definitely a great two-way player as well. One of the greatest defenders in NBA history, in my opinion. I think he's in that conversation. But Karl Malone, I got to put Karl Malone in there because he was the master of the pick-and-roll game. When John Stockton, they ran that to perfection. But it was so impossible to guard Karl down in the paint. Like it was hard. Like what are you supposed to do? Like he's a big guy, big body, taking you down low in the paint. There was no stopping Karl Malone. But yeah, those four I think are the best power forwards of all time. I do think Giannis has a chance to get into that conversation before he retires because he's already won MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year. He has championships, everything he won as a power forward, and he's really done it without a main superstar his whole entire career. I mean, when they won it a few years ago, yeah, Drew Holiday was there, but is he really known as a superstar? No. Same with Chris Middleton. Then Charles Barkley, I was tempted to throw him on there over Kevin Garnett, but Kevin Garnett, uh, I had to keep Kevin Garnett on there. But Charles Barkley, he had a good game too, but the ring just hurts him when you talk about resume with the top power forwards of all time. But yeah,
That's why I have Giannis in there, just because he pretty much did it for the most part, brought his city a championship. Like he didn't do what all these other players did and form a super team and get a big three and what all that shit. He did it for himself. He stuck with it. He was consistent. He brought it home for him, and I respect him for that. And not many people built like Giannis. I mean, he's long and powerful and strong, like going from as scrawny as he was to, and like, coming from basically nothing to, becoming the man he is today. I mean, I respect him for that. I respect him more than pretty much anyone. I mean, he's one of the most respected players in the league, I think. So that's why I had to throw him in there over. I mean, him and Karl Malone are neck and neck for me, but yeah.
yeah, I like that what you said about Giannis because he had a lot of chances to leave Milwaukee. Like I remember in 2020 when we beat them in the second round, I for sure thought that Giannis was going to request a trade, and I thought maybe the Miami Heat might get him because the man has been there for the dark times and everything for that Milwaukee Bucks franchise. He's never complained, never wanted to ask out of there, and help them win a championship. Because really, like I said, Drew Holiday isn't really a superstar. He's a role player, a really good role player. Same with Chris
Yeah.
Middleton. But yeah, it takes a lot to win a championship. For you to really think about it, Giannis did not have like one superstar that sticks out to you to say, "Oh, he teamed up with so and so to get his first ring." Like that's special.
Yeah.
That
He had a good team, but he just did not have that other superstar like a lot of these other guys had, especially now.
Yeah.
I do believe that Giannis has a chance to be all time. Dirk Nowitzki deal is another one because like I don't know how he stayed loyal to the Mavericks. They finally got that one ring, but I don't know how he did. Like he had how long him and Steve Nash played together for a minute, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they for a little bit.
They surprisingly never won together, both in their primes. Yeah, he was like, dude, when you think about all-time greats in Dallas sports history, like he's up there for what he did for the Mavericks back in 2010, 2011, that run. Yeah, but there's some, huh?
Tell me why I thought you were gonna put Chris Bosh in there.
No, no,
I swear
no,
you were gonna put Chris Bosh, and I was
no.
like, "This man about to put him in there."
No, I couldn't do that. Nah, I
Okay,
think Chris Bosh, man, Chris Bosh was good though,
he was
but
very good. I mean, he's up there, but he ain't no Mount Rushmore.
yeah, I can't do that. And then that blood clot thing basically was like the end. Like I think after that final season with I think he played one more season, but like after the big three split, I think he only played like another year and a half, and that blood clot thing got to him, and he couldn't play no more.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the Raptors Chris Bosh days were crazy, and then the early Heat days were crazy also. But nah, I couldn't put him in there. Definitely a big help to us winning those chips back then, though. But yeah, Mount Rushmore. We might do one. Shooting guard is kind of easy. We might do one with centers next. We might do a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Yes.
Small forward is kind of easy, and yeah, we'll do one with centers next because shooting guard is pretty easy too. Yeah, so we'll definitely do that in the next few weeks. Okay. But moving on to the next segment. Which NBA teams should begin to rebuild? Which NBA teams do you guys think restart? There's no shot of winning the championship.
I got one.
The Bulls.
The Pelicans too. The Pelicans definitely need to just
Really?
strip everything down. Yes, I don't care what you say. Zion and that boy Brandon. I mean, when he's healthy, they're good, but none of them can stay healthy. So it's like, how do you expect to be successful when you can't stay healthy? And I'm pretty sure they only played like 93 games together due to like injuries. Just Zion and you know what I mean, Brandon. So
One that sticks out to me for sure, like a sore thumb, is the Bulls. I mean, what are they doing?
yeah,
They like
that's bad.
they have had Zach LaVine sitting there. They've had DeMar DeRozan sitting there. What are they doing? Someone tell me. Why didn't they trade any of these guys? Like, what are they like? Are they just content with being a play-in team for eternity? Like, what are they doing? I don't know what their thinking is, but I don't know. I mean, the Lakers might be in that conversation soon, Kurt. I mean,
Not,
there
not really.
it's getting to be the end of the road for them soon, I think. I
The
don't
end
know.
of the road soon.
Soon. I'm not saying right this moment, but soon.
We ain't
I don't know.
worried about that. We ain't worried about the future. We worried
You
about
got
that
your
chip.
window. Your window is closing, Kurt. It's coming to a close. Just
I
admit it.
mean, yeah, because our whole offense is LeBron and sometimes AD, but now D'Lo been going off. So now
It
watch out.
shouldn't be LeBron dependent on LeBron though, because you just saw how special Anthony Davis can be when he's committed. He just had what he had the other night, 25.
25 and
Yeah,
Yeah,
5 blocks
yes,
and 5 assists or something like that.
yeah,
That is crazy. Like, why does he do that every night? Or not? Well, I'm exaggerating. Obviously, he can't do that every night. But why
yeah.
can't he? Why can't he show up every night?
Because he's
because
In
he's
simple
iffy sometimes. He's just like, oh, I'll play good tonight, but I'm not gonna play good the next night. I'm like, bro,
he
what are you
just like
talking
decide. I feel like he just like decides when he wants to like try.
about?
yes,
Right?
I
but
don't know what the hell he's
when
doing.
he locks in, he could be one of the best big men in the league. It's like when he sees big man competition. When I see Sabonis, I'm a panic. When I see Nikola Jokic, I'm a panic. Like if Anthony Davis could be the best player on the court on a nightly basis, he should be the one carrying LeBron and the Lakers. He should be the number one scoring option at this point. But I just think he's gotten comfortable with playing with LeBron James, an all-time for so long over the past few years in LA that we won't see him bring the best out of the best of himself on a nightly basis. But yeah, I agree. Like, well, when I saw that game on Sunday, like I was thinking, man, that's the Anthony Davis we need to see. Like, let me get some of that because Kurt, if Anthony Davis plays like that when it matters most, y'all are gonna be a tough team to beat in the West. I would say.
Real life, bro. Like, oh my god,
I really, I,
help me
I really think
about
that.
it. Yeah, man. I ain't
But
gonna lie.
I got two teams that y'all just said. First team is Curtis's team. I agree with both the teams y'all said, but the Pelicans, I agree with them. Look, they're right now they're fifth in the Western Conference, but I just don't see unless they make a dramatic trade. I really don't see this young team taking the next step towards a championship because the West is going to continue to get better and better, and they've been a play-in tournament over the last 3 years. And the team's only shot is if or winning or competing in the West is if Zion is on the court. And we all have seen how much time he's missed in his NBA career thus far. But a team, I think, just has a lot of question marks to answer this offseason because has Brandon Ingram truly reached his peak? Is this the best version of Brandon Ingram you're going to see? He's set to be a free agent this summer. CJ McCollum could be a good trading piece at 32 years old this summer. Jonas Valanciunas is set to be a free agent. Their center, so they got a lot of questions to answer this summer if they're going to blow this thing up or not. But I just think if they don't make a big trade in the near future, I think that should begin to rebuild and start trading some pieces while they can. But
They're on a winning streak right now.
yeah, they are playing good right now. I will say they are playing good, but in order to keep competing, I think in that conference with teams like the Timberwolves that can still get better over the years. Okay, C is not going anywhere. Like there's a lot of, or maybe Sacramento could do something in the off season to get better. But yeah, I just feel like the Pelicans might want to reconsider or consider that after the season. But Rob, I also agree that the Bulls should begin to rebuild because this is well overdue. Like the team has failed to take the next step in the Eastern Conference over the last few years. Like, are you content with being where you are at the bottom of the barrel, playing in the play-in tournament year in and year out? And I think it was well overdue for them to trade Zach LaVine. I think they just didn't trade him because he was hurt by the deadline, but you got to trade Zach LaVine, let him free. Trade DeMar DeRozan, let him free. DeMar DeRozan is actually set to be a free summer, so they missed the opportunity to trade for him. Nikola Vucevic should be traded also, but and I'm looking like Lonzo has not played in 2 years. Like they put a lot of stock in Lonzo. Now I hear reports that he's getting healthy, but dang, they put a lot of stock in him to run the offense for the point guard position. He hasn't been out there in 2 years. But I think for their rebuild, they could lean on Kobe White, that has been a good young player, decent young point guards that averaging 19 points per game for the Bulls this year. So definitely could be something that both of those teams, I think, should rebuild for sure this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, with that being said, we're going to move on to the final segment. Which NBA record is most likely to be broken? So which NBA all-time record do you guys think could be broken in the near future?
Dude, I I was trying to figure this out. Um, hmm. I mean, we saw LeBron do it this year. Um, I don't know, man. I really don't
How
know.
near future are we talking about? Like,
Well, I'm going to say, okay, any record to ever be broken. Which all-time record do you think could be broken that has been set over the last few years?
Dude, I don't know. I mean,
question.
I mean, like, you know, LeBron has the points, obviously. Steph Curry has the threes. Um,
Well, I can't even say Nikola Jokic triple double thing, nah, because I mean, low key. Oh, Russell Westbrook's all-time triple-double record.
Hmm.
He low key Nikola Jokic could get that jump.
Yeah,
I
that's
could
a
see
good.
him breaking that.
I can
So,
see that too.
uh, hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
there. I really don't know, man. I mean, I'm stumped on this one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'll say for the LeBron point one, I'm being completely honest. I know the game of basketball is definitely going to change within the next 25 to 50 years. I don't think anybody's ever going to break LeBron's all-time scoring record. I really don't think anybody's ever going to break it because the man is still playing at a pretty high level at nearly 40 years of age, and he's still got at least 2, maybe 3 years left in the gas tank. Them points are just going to keep racking up. And it took nearly 40 years for anybody to touch Kareem's record. It's going to take a lot for somebody to play at the high level that LeBron James is playing in for as a sport of basketball down the line. So I think maybe it's a shot that record, when you think about it, 25 to 50 years, is still not been touched. I really think that I don't know if that's ever going to be broken. Um, but in terms of, I think Steph Curry's 3 point. I mean, who knows, the 3 point range could be shorter within the next 25 to 50 years.
Mm.
Could be longer range. I don't know. That's another one I think is kind of it could be, but I definitely think LeBron's records.
I was just looking
They
at.
start adding 4 pointers or 5 pointers in basketball.
I was just looking at John Stockton's assist record, and he's got that joint by a mile still, like thousands. So I don't think anyone's breaking that.
yeah.
Uh, I mean, 3-point percentage. There's like a bunch of people tied for first, so it's like impossible to tell. Who has the steals record right now? Steals and blocks.
Well, let me look that up. That's actually a good question. Let me see.
I was
All
trying to find it. My tablet.
all time steal NBA. John
Oh,
Stockton. Dang, he's got Rob. That might be one that's never been broken either. Oh, where'd he
where
go
LeBron
at?
go at?
Dang. Oh, here he is. I looked up off the screen. He disappeared. Oh, here he goes.
I
You, I
I
looked.
picked up my phone and swiped by accident. My bad.
Yeah, I looked up. I was about to tell you. I was like, wait a minute, where you go? Yeah, John Stockton's steal record is that he has 3,265 steals. Yeah, I don't think anybody's breaking that either.
Who's the next one down?
Jason Kidd at 2,684.
Damn.
Yeah.
And Chris Paul's third, but Chris Paul's about to kick the bucket in terms of his basketball career.
He's done. He's done.
Sorry, he's nearing the end, so I don't think he's gonna break. I don't even think he's gonna get in second,
No.
to be honest, in steals.
What about blocks?
Let's see, all time. I'm actually interested to see who leads that
Man, it
block.
gotta be. I mean, Shaq gotta be up there somewhere.
Uh, uh, who has it? Blocks. Accurate as March. Kaheem
Kareem?
Aljuwan has it.
Oh,
Oh,
Hakeem Olajuwon. Okay.
3,830.
who's next?
Lord.
Mutombo with 3,289, and then Kareem's in third. Dang, yo, they played a long time ago. Half these records might not ever be touched.
They're probably not.
I mean, I feel
That's
like a lot of people are getting a lot more like, I don't know, the defensive stats probably won't be touched because there's being less defense played nowadays. And I do see people getting like some pretty big stat lines with steals and blocks, but like at the same time, it's like defense isn't like a pride and joy of the NBA anymore. It's more based on like scoring. I don't know. Like, you see a lot more guys averaging over 20 now than you did in that time, for sure.
Yeah.
This is true.
So, like, I
I'm
don't
looking
know.
at the free throws all time. Doesn't look like that's being touched either. Karl Malone, 9,787 free throws made.
Damn.
And Moses Malone is in second with 8,530. Yeah, half these records are kind of unrealistic of
That's
ever being touched.
that's why it was hard for me to answer that, because, like, the ones that we knew were going to be broken have already been broken in the last few years. And the other ones are just, like, from 30 years ago, 40, 50
Yeah.
years ago. So that's tough, man. I mean, and no one's like team records. I don't think anyone's touching the Warriors win record.
Yeah, I don't think so either. The way how players pull out and not play on a nightly basis now.
I mean, shit. I don't even know, man.
Nah, that might just be it though. It's only like a
Mm.
couple records that can be broken, bro.
Oh, I have one. Look up the most 30-point games.
Well, that's a good one. Most 30-point games in NBA history. Oh, that's about to be broken, I think. So,
Ah.
Michael Jordan holds the record right now with 562 games at 30 points or more. And LeBron James, oh, wait, hold on. That was from February. In February, LeBron had 546, but I want to see it as of today.
He's damn close if he hasn't broken it already. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's
LeBron is close, but Michael Jordan holds the record at 562, but LeBron is very close. Oh, LeBron has 550, so that might be the next record that's broken all time.
I don't know if it'll be this year, but definitely next year. I mean, there's not many games left in the regular season, and who knows how far the Lakers go in the playoffs. I mean, if it's any games that he'll get 30, it's probably going to be the playoffs. So that remains to be seen. But I think he can break that, obviously, by next year, no later than next year. I mean, that's the only one I can think of, Erd. I mean, no one's ever breaking Wilt's single game record of
Oh,
scoring.
If it
oh no.
ever happened.
It happened, bro. Come on.
Yo, Curtis
It
Frank.
happened. I mean, there's
I don't
people
know.
that were at the game.
I don't know. Those people didn't have no evidence. There was no video. There was
I
no
know
cameras.
There's no videos, Kurt.
they were at the game.
Kurt is crazy. He said no evidence, no
I get
videos.
what you're saying, but they were at the damn game. There's people at the damn game. There's people that
And those
have like
people have been hushed and old and died.
Kurt,
They're
not.
gone, man.
There's kids that were at that game.
I don't
Kurt
know,
is
man.
crazy.
Hmm.
They might all have dementia now, so they don't know.
No one's breaking the single game rebound record because Wilt probably has that too. I don't know what
I
the
know, like,
blocks field record
Giannis
is.
has some like
Well, let me get my left.
franchise records. Like, I'm pretty sure he needs the Freak needs to fall down 271 rebounds to pass Kareem's record
For what?
for most most defensive rebounds
Really?
or just rebounds in general. I think.
There's no
Yeah,
way.
it's that and field goals.
There's no way.
Yeah, man.
There's no shot.
He already holds like 11 franchise records with them. I'm pretty sure.
Franchise records. That's different than NBA
I
records.
know. I said Giannis has some franchise records.
There's a lot of players that have franchise records right now.
Yeah, man.
Trying to get my lap. I was
But
going to charger to reach or whatever.
no, you're right, Kurt. That is pretty impressive, though. So Kareem did not play with the Bucks the whole time.
He did not, sadly.
He played with the Lakers for quite a bit.
Yeah, honestly, after thinking about that and looking into it more, I gotta say the NBA record that is most likely to be broken, I probably agree with Curtis, is Russell Westbrook's all-time triple-double record. I think this is the most likely one to be broken all time based off of the things that we just read. And right now, the record stands 169. I mean, 198 triple doubles all time. Nikola Jokic is already fourth place all time with 126 triple doubles all time. So he only really needs 28 game, or he at 29. He can still, if he can keep up this game of basketball. I know it's hard to catch up to it, but if he keeps up this level, he only needs 72 games to break the record. Now that sounds like a lot, but the way how Nikola Jokic's style of play, if he keeps this up for a long time, I think that could be broken because he's nearly been averaging a triple double over the last few years in the NBA, and the NBA, especially helping him in the MVP conversations over the last few years. But yeah, I think that could be broken. Even though Russell Westbrook is active, playing still, I mean, he's already coming off the bench right now for the Clippers. And it just seems like those Russell Westbrook days of doing those type of things on a nightly basis are over. So I think that's the most likely one that can be broken. But based off everything else we read, I don't think anything else is ever being touched. The
Yeah,
steals,
nah.
and I really think LeBron's points are, unless they start a 4.5 point 5 pointers in the NBA, it's that I don't think that's ever being touched.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
crazy.
hope
I'm
they
not gonna
don't do
lie.
that.
Would you say, Rob?
I hope they don't do that dumbass shit.
So I mean, the game has revolutionized, and over the years, I hope it doesn't happen because the game's just gonna go downhill if they ever decide to do something like that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in 25, 50 years from now they got 4 pointers, 5 pointers to try to make the game interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was actually a good one to think about, actually. But
It really was.
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode. That is all the time we have for you guys today. Oh, 5 pointers, damn it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, Curtis Green, Rob Sarasula signing off. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys on next week's episode.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
you guys.
See you.
Peace.